Welcome to the small group series for August. This month, our service theme is centered on practicing our faith. Our small group discussions will look at the 10th through the 13th chapters of Hebrews and what they tell us about faith. First, let's look at what kind of faith our Lord will expect upon his return. The author of Hebrews introduces chapter 10, verses 37 through 39, by saying that this is the promise that is made to those who have done the will of God. For yet a little while, and he who is coming will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if anyone draws back, my soul has no pleasure in him. But we are not of those who draw back to perdition, but of those who believe to the saving of the soul. Our faith is based on the premise of Christ's return, and if we truly believe in and await his return, then our faith must be lived out in such a way that it demonstrates our confidence in this knowledge. One expression of faith is perseverance. The author reminds the Hebrews of the perseverance they had after they first turned to Christ. They endured great struggles. They had compassion for the author when he was imprisoned. They joyfully accepted the plundering of their goods, all because they were confident that their actions were storing away treasures in heaven. Chief Apostle Labor, when he was ordained in 2005, spoke of not drawing back, and instead enduring in our faith until the end, because it could be the turning point of gaining all or losing all. This passage from Hebrews relates to the perseverance seen in Jesus' parable of the persistent widow, recorded in Luke 18, verses 1 through 8. In this parable, Jesus talks about a widow who is being pressured by her adversary. She goes to the judge in the city and says, "Get justice for me from my adversary." And she does not leave this judge alone until he finally helps her. Jesus emphasizes the widow as an example of firm faith, because even the unjust judge was convinced to help the widow. As the truly just one, how much more is our God ready and able to help us? There are all sorts of adversaries in our lives, not necessarily just people, but also spiritual currents that pull us away from God. The devil is our greatest adversary who seeks to undermine our faith. He wants unbelief to enter our hearts and for us to be discouraged by the unbelief we see in others. But we must remember to persevere. When we encounter adversaries, either within ourselves or around us, unbelief, godlessness, lovelessness, how do we react? Do we just accept these things as they are with the thought, well, that's just the way it is? When our adversaries pester us, when we feel that our faith is becoming weak, then there is only one thing to do: turn to the Lord. That is where our faith will be strengthened and our spirits renewed. When we see unbelief or godlessness around us, the confidence we have in God and his promises helps us fight and overcome these feelings or influences. We can choose to live our lives not as we see fit, but aligned to God's will. We choose to love God and others. Even when we may not see much love around us, we persevere. The parable ends with Jesus' question: when the Son of Man comes, will he really find faith on the earth? Each one of us is addressed here. The Lord is asking whether he will truly find that kind of faith on the earth. Not the kind of faith that gives up in hardship, but rather perseveres until the end. Like the widow's faith, even if nothing seems to happen and our prayers do not seem to be having any effect, even when the Lord seems not to be listening, what do we do in such cases? Do we then give up? No. We turn to the Lord and seek him every day. He will not abandon those who are so persistent and confident in their faith, who pray to Him continually, and who always turn to Him. As Christians, it is also our responsibility to persevere in sharing the gospel and the love of God with those around us. When Christ returns, we want to be those who not only had a strong faith ourselves, but also shared it with others. Our faith in God is a gift from Him. Let's make this gift the center of our lives, so that we may also confidently count ourselves among the people who are addressed in Hebrews 10. But we are not of those who draw back to perdition, but those who believe to the saving of the soul.